Well, hello everyone and welcome to the third video in our three-part series, How to Have a Successful Garden in 3 minutes or less. Today's episode is going to be on watering. If you did not check out the other two videos, sunlight and soil, you're going to want to do that now because they are equally as important, but let's talk about watering now. So watering, a lot of people think it's probably really easy, and to an experienced gardener it is. But to a new beginner, it is very easy to screw up watering, believe it or not. You can overwater and you can underwater about as easy as it is to snap your fingers. And that's because so many people that are just getting into gardening think that the more they water their garden, the happier their plants will be. However, when you have the right soil type, your soil will do the work for you. If you have the correct soil, like we talked about in the last episode, your soil will hold on to water like a sponge. It will soak up just the right amount and it will hold on to it for a long period of time. So you're not having to water every day. You're not having to water every 2 days. So the next thing you want to do is when you get the right soil like we talked about, you want to listen to your plants because it varies by location. I'm not in the desert. However, if I was, I would have to water more frequently even if I had the right type of soil, because the conditions are a whole lot different. And that's why there's really no good way for me to tell you how much you should be watering and when you should be watering, because that's something that I get a lot, is how often should I water and how much should I water? So, it's just that type of thing that you're going to have to be able to be a little bit more experienced in knowing how your plants can react. So the easiest way for you to tell when you need to water is by being able to identify wilt. Wilting is not necessarily a bad thing, however it can be. Wilting is caused from a majority of reasons, but there are two that I want to focus on, and that is overwatering and underwatering. If you're someone who waters on a regular schedule every day and you just keep pouring the water on, you're going to notice that over time your plants will wilt very easily. And that is because the moist soil will actually begin to rot away some of the plant roots. The plant will then notice that it has less roots than it had before, and it will actually begin wilting from shock because the root size is actually shrunk. You're giving it more water thinking, oh, this is great. And the plant is actually saying, please, please, I don't have a snorkel. I can't take this much water. So that will wilt for that reason. If you're someone that does that and you notice a wilting, lay off a little bit, lay off. The next reason is underwatering. If you're someone who never waters and you just say, well, you know what, I'll let the rain do it, and you live in the desert, you're going to have a very unsuccessful garden because the plants will wilt. And that's actually because plants are about 60 to 70% water. And what happens is when the leaves actually run out of water, they become limp because the water basically makes the cells plump, and the cell wall will actually become rigid like a water balloon. And imagine having a water balloon and you take a little pin and pop it in there and the water begins slowly leaving. That water balloon is not going to remain firm forever. And so you're going to notice that it kind of gets just kind of limp and falls over. That is when you need to be watering. So by knowing when you need to water, is really by knowing when the plant is wilting, because that's the only way you're going to notice is if you listen to the plants, because the plants will speak to you. Here is a very good example of what I'm talking about. These pepper leaves are beautiful. They're firm, they are rigid, they are loving life. And that's because I have adequate water. Right here, look at the top of this soil. It's dusty, it's dry, it is very crumbly, and you'd think, oh my goodness, somebody give these plants some water. However, what we're going to do is we're going to dig down where the roots are. And you're going to notice that where the roots are, because we have the right type of soil, it is so moist. And it's just perfect. It's not too wet. It's not too dry. As you can see, it clumps together. And because it's the right type of soil, it also falls apart perfectly. But you can tell that because here's the top, here's the bottom. It is dry as a bone up top. But if we were to water anymore, the plants would be getting too much water. So I let my plants speak to me because they know more than I do. So there you go, there's watering for you. Now you are 30% more likely to have a successful garden, and I hope you all enjoyed. Please, if you did enjoy, let me know in the comments box below you did, because that always helps me out, because I like to know what I did right, and I also like to know what I can improve on. Also, if you did enjoy this series, give this video a thumbs up, and go back to the other two if you haven't already, and give those thumbs up, because it gets the videos out to people that also would really like that information. And last but not least, if you have not subscribed, that'd also be a really great thing, because it helps me out and helps you out. It helps me out because I actually can know that my videos are reaching someone, and it also helps you out because you get an update whenever I upload a video. So it's a little win-win situation for everyone. All right, I hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully you all are growing big or going home, or are on your way to growing big or going home, and I'll catch you all later. This is Luke from the In My Garden channel. See ya. Bye.